David Vonderhaar of TREYARCH is back on Twitter, and anytime he goes on Twitter, anytime he starts talking about something, everyone is paying attention because he's the main guy. He's the guy that teases everything for the new Call of Duty, for at least his Call of Duties, and we're always just looking at what he's saying, regardless of if it's Call of Duty or not, honestly. But this time around, it's Call of Duty related, and he's specifically teasing this next game. He's looking back at past TREYARCH reveal trailers. There's a lot of stuff to look at here, and obviously next week is the time, the best time, the end of May, the same time in which we saw the Modern Warfare 2019 trailer last year. You know, next week is going to be the week in which we see the Call of Duty 2020 trailer. It's about time. Obviously, we would have hoped for it to be last week or at least earlier in the month, but it looks like the end of May is the time in which we're going to see it, which is fine, not a big deal. But let's go through the information here. Let's go through what David Vonderhaar is saying and what he's talking about here. So this is one of the main tweets here showing that him and TREYARCH are preparing to reveal and show us the Call of Duty 2020 trailer. He says here, design is 70% design and 30% figuring out how to show it to the myriad of people that will have something to say about it. Presenting your design well can be as important and in some cases more important than the design itself. That is a big deal, and that's Call of Duty 2020. Clearly the design he's talking about is their Call of Duty 2020. 30% figuring out how to show it to a myriad of people that will have something to say about it. That's all of us. That's the crazy Call of Duty fan base. Vonderhaar knows if they mess up slightly on the reveal trailer for a new Call of Duty, it could get blasted. Obviously, the Infinite Warfare trailer was a great example of that, and I honestly agree here. I think it's more than 30%. He says at the end, obviously, presenting your design can be even more important than the actual design itself. It makes a lot of sense. Call of Duty 2020 could be a great game. They could have really developed such an insanely well-made game, but if the trailer isn't good, it doesn't really show us any gameplay, it doesn't really show off how good the game is, people will just perceive it as a bad game. So he's understanding that, you know what, this trailer needs to show off the best parts of the game and really give people an idea of how much effort we put into this game and how good it's going to look. Now there's more tweets here talking about that, but that's one of the main important ones. Really, they're in the stage right now, they're about to release it, but they need to make sure it's good for everyone to consume. And now he's going back on this nostalgic trip, looking back at a bunch of the reveal trailers. So he tweets out here, I was very lucky to get to work with some talented people to edit their remix of the Chemical Brothers Play for Real for the Black Ops 2 multiplayer reveal trailer. And then he goes on here to talk about it had a sneak peek of the very first version of Codcaster, feat a little help from my friend Hastro. I was the lead designer of multiplayer at the time. In the video now, co-studio head Dan Bunting kills off now lead multiplayer designer at Matt KS, which his name is Matt Scrance at the end. And that's actually pretty cool. I didn't know Dan Bunting was actually in that trailer, and it's a throwback back in the day when David Vonderhaar was the lead designer of multiplayer at TREYARCH. And he goes on and he's looking at a bunch of the other trailers, reminiscing about a bunch of stuff here, and he's talking mostly about the music. So they may honestly be in the stage where the Call of Duty 2020 trailer is done, but he's trying to find the right sort of hype song for the trailer. What song fits the vibe and the theme of the trailer? Keep in mind, Call of Duty 2020 was leaked to be Cold War, the name most likely going to be Black Ops Cold War. So are they going to go with some, crazy like Russian type of song? Who knows? But he's going through here, Black Ops 4, Diplo and Friends, Welcome to the Party, Black Ops 3, Yellow Wolf, major editing remix on that one, and then the original, that's just the link to the song. And he goes through as well, Black Ops 2, Chemical Brothers, Dirty Phonics remix, Black Ops, Eminem Won't Back Down. So he's really reminiscing, going back through all of the past reveals for TREYARCH's games. Clearly they're getting ready, they're trying to find that right song for it. And he goes on to talk about a bunch of music stuff here. Another one here, he's saying he messed up the link to the BO3 multiplayer trailer. It shows how different the song is to the original. The idea that each specialist would have a good run but be put down by the next featured specialist was in the first script, and we never gave up on it. I still love scripting, shooting, and especially editing trailers. We have real pros like Brain Barnes and lots of extra help up compared to those early days of Dan in the Activision basement with QA. Okay, now I'm done. Cheers. And I think the main one from that is that back in the day, it was a bit more difficult. They had less resources to do this type of stuff, and now he probably has so much at his disposal. He has just everything he needs now to really perfectly craft a perfect trailer, and it looks like he's, you know, dipping his hands back into the work of scripting, shooting, editing trailers. That's not his main role anymore. They have their own marketing team to do that. They have their own editors probably, but David Vonderhaar is probably closely in that process, giving his influence, because honestly, at the end of the day, this reveal is kind of going to be on him. If you think about someone at TREYARCH that you're going to go to when the reveal happens and who you're going to talk to, if something's really good, if something's really bad that you see within the trailer, you're most likely going to go to David Vonderhaar to voice your opinions. I mean, it's a classic thing. David Vonderhaar had so many death threats back in the day with BO2 and people hating on him for, you know, nerfing the DSR and all of this like infamous stuff, and obviously that's a bad thing, but it's just the moral of the story that like people go to David Vonderhaar for their opinions, and he knows that, and he wants to create the perfect trailer. So it looks like, at least from my eyes here, the trailer is pretty much ready. You know, he's looking at songs, he's trying to really touch up and finish up this trailer, so we're getting it very soon, and it's very exciting. He's in Call of Duty 2020 reveal mode, and so am I. I definitely want to see the game. Modern Warfare, Warzone, very fun, but I'm ready to see the next Call of Duty, man. I want to see what's going to be all about. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a comment below, Call of Duty 2020 if you watched the whole video. Greatly appreciated as always. I'll see you guys later.